Claude Code costs $200 a month. Goose does the same thing free. Here is the math.
In the next 8 minutes, you will see exactly what both tools do, what they cost over a year, and which one makes sense for your workflow. Real numbers, no hype. 30 years producing for Fortune 500 brands taught me one thing. Production value has nothing to do with budget size. It has everything to do with knowing where the money actually goes. The same principle applies to AI coding tools. Most people pay $200 a month for Claude Code without understanding what they are actually buying. Today we break it down. Claude Code runs on Anthropic's Max plan, $200 per month, $2,400 per year. That is the entry point. No free tier, no pay-as-you-go option. You commit to $200 before you write a single line of code. For a solo developer shipping side projects, that is the same as a year of Adobe Creative Cloud. For a small team of 3 developers, you are looking at $7,200 annually just for the AI coding assistant, not the cloud infrastructure, not the deployment, not the monitoring, just the assistant that helps you write code faster. Now compare that to Goose. Goose is open source. The tool itself costs $0. You bring your own API key from whatever model provider you prefer. Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, local models. The interface is free. The orchestration is free. The agent capabilities are free. Your only cost is the API usage, which you control directly. Here's where it gets interesting. Claude Code's $200 monthly fee includes API access bundled into the subscription. Anthropic does not publish exact token allocations, but user reports suggest the Max plan provides roughly 45 million tokens per month for Claude 3.5 Sonnet. That sounds like a lot until you calculate the raw API cost. Claude 3.5 Sonnet through the direct API costs 3 per million input tokens and $15 per million output tokens. Assume a 3.1 input to output ratio, typical of coding workflows. 45 million tokens breaks down to roughly 34 million input and 11 million output. That is $102 in input cost plus $165 in output cost, $267 in raw API value. So the $200 Max plan actually gives you a discount versus raw API pricing if you use the full allocation. But most users do not hit 45 million tokens monthly. A developer writing 2,000 lines of code per day, 5 days a week, with heavy AI assistance might use 10, 15 million tokens monthly. At that usage level, raw API costs run $60, $90. You are paying $200 for $60, $90 worth of tokens. Goose flips the model. You install the open source agent. You connect your own API key. You pay exactly what you use, nothing more. A developer using 10 million tokens monthly through Goose with Claude 3.5 Sonnet pays roughly $60 in API costs. Same model, same capabilities, $140 less per month, $1,680 less per year. But Goose goes further. You are not locked to Anthropic. If OpenAI's GPT-4o handles your code base better, you switch with one configuration change. If Google's Gemini 1.5 Pro offers a price drop, you capture that savings instantly. If you run sensitive code that cannot touch external APIs, you connect a local model. Llama 3, Mistral, DeepSeek, 0 API cost, 0 data leaving your machine. Claude Code offers none of this flexibility. You pay Anthropic $200 monthly regardless of which model would serve you best. The counter-argument is always features. Does Goose actually do what Claude Code does? Here's the direct comparison. Claude Code offers autonomous multi-file editing across your codebase. Goose offers the same through its agent architecture. Claude Code reads your terminal output and iterates on errors. Goose does the same. Claude Code integrates with your Git workflow. Goose integrates with Git. Claude Code understands project context from your file structure. Goose maintains session memory and project awareness. The feature gap is smaller than the marketing suggests. Where Claude Code edges ahead is in the polish. The interface feels more integrated with VS Code. The context window management is more automated. For developers who want zero configuration, Claude Code is genuinely smoother. That smoothness costs $1,680 per year versus a comparable Goose setup. You decide if polish is worth that premium. Solo developers feel this cost difference. Teams feel it more. A 5-person engineering team on Claude Code spends $12,000 per year on AI coding assistance. The same team using Goose with equivalent token consumption spends roughly $3,600 in API costs, $8,400 annual difference. That is a junior developer's monthly salary. That is 6 months of better cloud infrastructure. That is the entire annual budget for monitoring tools. Enterprise teams at 20 developers face a $48,000 annual Claude Code bill. Goose equivalent, $14,400 in API costs, $33,600 difference. At 50 developers, you are comparing $120,000 to $36,000. The math compounds. And Goose's flexibility means you can run different models for different team members based on their actual needs. Your senior architect uses Claude 3.5 Sonnet for complex system design. Your junior developers use GPT-4o Mini for simpler tasks at 1/10 the cost. Claude Code does not allow this optimization. $200 per month versus pay what you use. $2,400 per year versus $720, $1,080 for equivalent usage. Zero model flexibility versus any provider you choose. The math is not complicated. Claude Code is a premium subscription for developers who value polish over control. Goose is the production-grade alternative for teams who understand where their money goes. Hilldave Labs, gold standard. AI production, social media data, content creation, media buying, optimization, and scaling. One place. hilldavlabs.com. More daily AI briefings on this channel. Subscribe.